This video was bound to happen eventually, especially last night that I've been working on a video for next month, but I'm gonna get to that later. For right now, there was a reason onto why that the uploading on my channel has been more limited, because today when I went to one of the pirating websites, unfortunately it's no longer pirated because I have to pay in order to watch any other cartoon I want, similar to the other streaming services. So the only way for me to actually watch cartoons that I'm unable to watch is just either pay the pirating website a monthly fee, which for me personally, I was really shocked and disappointed that it happened, but at the same time, it just goes to show that my time is up. Granted, there were other pirating websites I can use, but considering that one of the pirating websites that I'm going to keep anonymous is the ones that I use the most in order to make videos, goes to show that I guess I can't be able to do anything when it comes to watching cartoons unless if I download them and watch them. And for me personally, I do respect the artist regardless if I'm not paying anyone. I am being more respectful no matter how many times I put the copyright disclaimer in nearly every single video that I've uploaded. But aside from that, my plans for 2023 are really limited. Like, in my Loud House Christmas video, mainly the 11 Louds of Leaping versus the Cross-Grandes, A Very Cross-Grande Christmas, I stated at the end of the video that after I'm done with the Valentine's wanking video, I'm gonna focus on the character developments, which it's not really a good idea. And I'm not gonna be doing the Valentine's wanking video because it's just gonna be a lot more stressful, and I did made my perspective on 4 episodes, but then I ended up deleting it because I have second thoughts. Look, I made a nearly 7-hour Loud House video, and I think that should be enough in order to understand my perspective on the show, even if it's only towards one character. And when it comes to the character development cancellations, I really have no opinions on the other characters due to the later seasons overshadowing the earlier seasons. For me personally, it just doesn't feel necessary to talk about the development if they're not going to improve on that development if they repeat the same mistakes as before. Which is why I consider that doing character development videos on the other Loud sisters or family isn't really a good idea, knowing full well that Lincoln Loud was the most infamous out of them all. Which is why I'm not going to be making those types of Loud House videos in the future in 2023. In fact, the only videos I have planned is Loud House vs. Cross-Grandes, because the thing is, no matter the possibilities that when it comes to the Loud House, I honestly felt like that Loud House vs. Cross-Grandes is literally the closest I can do when it comes to making recent videos. I've already made one setup for 2023, and I have multiple ideas. And for me personally, whenever I see 2 episodes that are way too similar or have similar themes and yet they're eligible enough to compete against each other, that's worth making a video out of. I know it's not really a good idea to make multiple videos centering around the Loud House and the Cross-Grandes, but considering that the Cross-Grandes came to an end, and the fact that I really don't have any other motivation to review any other material at the moment, keep in mind this is literally the best I can offer when it comes to making videos for the following year. And with the cancellation of Summerpalooza 4 along with other monthly schedules, I honestly felt like it was bound to happen because I really can't be able to get into the mood to review other cartoons due to bad things that ended up happening this year. Mainly the Discovery situation when it comes to HBO Max shows being removed. The amount of negativity on social media that's just becoming really, really old that just damages any motivation as if it's the end of the world. And the fact that regardless if people have different opinions and do have good points on criticism, they always treat those medias as the end, as basically nothing good could come out of it. Mainly the recent Marvel shows, which I do understand where they're coming from when it comes to the the visual arts team, which is the one that does most of the effects, being underpaid and overworked. But on the other hand, it's really becoming a really dead subject that it's just becoming a thing for people to discuss. Here's the thing. Negativity, regardless if I did it before on this channel, doesn't automatically mean that it's just going to get me into the mood and find the positivity in the media that deliver us over the last several years. Like, the fact that I keep seeing people saying that Star Wars is dying, which at this point, it's most likely the sequel trilogy that's becoming really overrated to talk about. I can't really take the stress anymore. Like, I understand that these decisions aren't really the best, and I can understand it really caused a lot of plot holes, but on the other hand, I'm honestly thinking that the corporate people behind these decisions, regardless if they made terrible decisions, clearly are just trying everything to have people subscribe to those streaming services. It's really not a good sign, but considering I never watched Obi-Wan Kenobi or She-Hulk or any of the other shows, I'm really getting exhausted with negativity that it's becoming a dead subject that's just really smelling much more worse than it was when negativity became an important thing back in the days. And the reason why that this year, regardless if this channel was doing successful, doesn't automatically mean that I really had the best year when it comes to my YouTube channel. Because as much as I went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida back in February of this year, went to Nashville, Tennessee in May of this year, my YouTube channel really felt shallow compared to last year's. Because last year, there were so many videos uploaded. Nearly every single month was literally loaded for uploading. And now, since that we reached to this year where there's less and less videos, I really had to make my limitations legitimately important, because the reason why I haven't been binge watching a lot of shows is because the negativity and the fact that no matter what I do when it comes to doing something completely different or just try to come up with an original idea, it just doesn't work out for me. Like, the Lincoln Loud video did work out for me, but considering that it didn't do much when it comes to viewership, it's just gonna take years until that video reached to 10,000 views. Like, it took me 3 months to make that video, similar to the Camp Coral versus We Baby Bears video. And I honestly felt like that video alone is a demonstration that I can't be able to come up with other ideas in the meantime, and how meaningless it is to do a Summer Palooza again compared to the previous Summer Paloozas. Because when I did Summer Palooza 1 back in 2019, it was a way for me to reviewing cartoons that I haven't discussed about, considering that around the year 2019, I've been uploading YouTuber tributes and fanfic readings, nothing more. in the second Summerpalooza in 2020 during the pandemic, I was really trying to up my game when it comes to making it special when it comes to fanfic readings from different people, regardless if I did 3 fanfic readings of my own from my stories. I did Generation 5 videos, which felt meaningless considering that Generation 5 is just really not what I was expecting. The YouTube attributes were basically me just showcasing my support towards other creators, and the reviews is just basically me just talking about shows that I really wanted to talk about, but I couldn't be able to do it due to me not understanding the limitations of my laptop since I've been using my iPad around that time. The third Summerpalooza was probably the biggest I ever accomplished, and yet at the same time, it just didn't work out for me. Like, the Infinity Train video was honestly important because I wanted to showcase my passion of the show after enjoying it. And considering that it came to an end last year in spring, goes to show that there was literally no hope in animation completely, regardless if there are saving graces. The reviews were way more compared to the last Summerpaloozas, and I was really trying to up my game to actually review so many media in order to make Summerpalooza 3 much more bigger and better, especially when it came to the trilogy videos of Challenge Showdown, and the fact that there were newer cartoons that I got into, but let's just say it just didn't work out for me, mainly Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Believe me when I say this, when I did those schedules back then, I was really in the zone of making videos and doing celebration on my channel, regardless if I prefer quantity over quality, but I always make the best out of it. Mainly the fact that when it came to the videos I wanted to do this year, but I couldn't because I wasn't really in the mood, was mostly for holiday videos involving Halloween, which last year I made Halloween special again, but this year I only did 2 videos centering around Halloween, and thinking about it now, making those extra videos just isn't worth it, considering that I'm really been burned out into making videos. To the point that September this year was officially the month where I actually took a break from uploading, aside from that one upload involving a song that I need to know what song it was until someone commented on me and I removed that video. I just think that I couldn't be able to get into the zone to making multiple videos off of different shows or try to do some different ideas, mainly the rejected Loud House videos, because regardless if I did what I could in order to make this year just good and not terrible, goes to show that I'm really, really out of my element like I used to. Like, I'm still jobless, but it's not my parents' fault. They are dealing with situations in order to find some solutions for me to get a job. I really have little ideas for doing fanfiction, which compared to what I have installed last year isn't really saying a lot because most of those ideas ended up being scrapped. And yet the only ideas I have were Steven Universe at the Creek and the Maids of Optimistic Pride fanfics that are still on hold. And when it comes to new ones, I honestly don't know. Like, fanfiction was used to be something I really enjoyed. And nowadays, it just doesn't mean anything when it came to negativity getting in the way. Believe me when I say this, if I was willing to make a video involving negativity, I would have addressed pretty much everything I can think of in order to get it out of my chest, but apparently I just couldn't be able to have the ability to do it. It just isn't worth it. As far as I'm concerned, it's really becoming depressing to think that no one can be able to hear the side of the story without being civilized completely. Like, it's one thing that if you're really against that topic that you really hate, but on the other hand, it's mostly the person doing it fictionally and not taking it out in the real world. And I honestly hate when they just expose the insignificant materials in order to expand them in order to be a huge problem involving that person. That's how much I really cannot stand negativity nowadays. Like, last time when negativity became a thing, I was mostly on board with it to discuss it, but nowadays it's just becoming really, really irritating to think about. So, for my plans for next year, they're gonna be minimum, but at the same time, this is literally the best I can think of. I came up with this idea called Lonely Vibes. Mainly, I take you back to my videos I've uploaded in the past and how I feel about them to this day. Mainly Christmas, Summerpalooza, just to name a few. Mainly expressing my perspective on the stuff that I made in the past, and regardless if they haven't aged well over time, it didn't change the fact that it was mostly nostalgia for my taste. Believe me, the fact that my channel is gonna be 7 years old once we reach to June of next year is really saying something. The Cartoon Crisis 3 projects, mainly doing a third Cartoon Crisis, it's going to happen, but instead of just doing them a decade to Cartoon Crisis, I'm just going to either just do them for the majority of 2023 while doing 30 videos or more or less. And for me personally, the reason why I came up with that ideal is because I want to review a lot of bad episodes, and regardless if it goes against my take of negativity, I don't take my rage seriously. Like, there may be a few episodes that really trigger me, possibly, but at the same time, I guess that Cartoon Crisis 3 is literally the only way for me to have my channel grow in 2023, especially the fact that the videos that I released in 2020 back in November really goes to show that I was really doing a lot better, and I could have done more if I ever had the opportunity to expand it. And in 2023 might be a chance for me to do it. Granted, when it came to picking the episodes that are bad, it's going to take time, but who knows? It could be a chance that I might be able to pick the right episodes to talk negatively about, or finding the wrong episodes as the complete opposite. Like I said, I need to do some research on the negativity of the episodes in order to make a video centering around them if it does fit for me. Which really goes to show that the scrapped ideas that I had back in the second Cartoon Crisis are really minimum, and they will mostly replaced with different videos. But all I can say is that what I'm going to be doing involving Cartoon Crisis 3 is probably going to be a lot more expanded upon. Not to mention I'm going to be looking into bad cartoons all over again. Granted, I'm not going to enjoy it, but since that I'm more confident than I was back in 2020, especially in 2017, we'll just see how Cartoon Crisis 3 will play out. Now, before I end this video, I have 4 videos to be uploaded for this month and for next month in December. I have officially made 25 Christmas videos. Most of them being reviews, most of them being analysis videos, and 2 of which are fanfic readings that I'm going to be publishing sooner at the end of this year. You see, in my last update video, I stated that I'm not going to be doing the 25 Days of Christmas because it's not worth it. That was the reason why I deleted that video, because I couldn't make up my mind, and thinking about doing schedules for the future just isn't worth it like it was. So I ended up doing Christmas videos in the meantime, and I'm honestly surprised that I managed to put everything together despite my passion becoming low. Believe me when I say this. This 25 days of Christmas isn't going to be anything special. I mean, granted, they're all going to be highly anticipated videos, but at the same time, compared to the previous Christmas schedules that I did over the last several years, I didn't have any intention into reviewing something Christmas related recently. Mainly the Generation 5 Wish Day or whatever that special is going to be called when it premiered at the end of this month. I wasn't really interested in it because I just couldn't get into Generation 5 since I'm not really that much of a brony like I used to. I was waiting if there was an actual We Baby Bears Christmas episode, but apparently I'm not sure if that's going to happen because the show is probably going to be on hiatus until next year since it's probably still in its first season. And the fact that I was originally going to be reviewing a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That just goes to show that I'm just finding some excuses to make this Christmas a lot more interesting compared to the previous years. But at the same time, no matter how I look at it, it's just basically how the videos deliver. And for me personally, I did 4 movie reviews, which is something that I wasn't originally going to do, which is one of the reasons why I almost scrapped the idea of doing 25 Days of Christmas. But at the same time, if I skip out this month and do it next year's Christmas, then it would be no chance for me to do a 25 Days of Christmas, because with the amount of Christmas material that I reviewed over the last 5 or 6 years, I was really on low on making Christmas material to the point that I have to find other shows that I'm familiar with in order to fit in the slots. Because believe me, there were a lot of Christmas videos being scrapped. Even the ones that were scrapped from last year's. Which is why that at this point I'm just thankful that 25 Days of Christmas is complete. It's going to be a monthly uploading from December 1st to December 25th. And when it comes to other people, I'm going to be making a preview video involving the 25 Days of Christmas. So that people can have the icing on the cake of what 25 Days of Christmas is. And believe me when I say this, I had no schedule. I completely made the whole schedule up in my mind. I didn't have a Google Doc of it, which really goes to show that I'm really moving on the schedule thing completely and not doing it again unless if it's really important for me to do a schedule. Because trust me when I say this, this is pretty much the last time you're ever going to see me uploading daily until the near future. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the 4 videos I have planned, this Friday I'm going to be uploading a Ratchet & Clank 20th anniversary. In the middle of this month, I'm going to be uploading a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends episode review, which I'm going to keep anonymously. The last 2 videos are going to be it's going to be uploaded at the end of this month, mainly a finale that is 10 years old, and a Thanksgiving video. Mainly another review, but still. To be honest with you, the Lonely Vibes videos, if I'm ever going to do them, is going to be a demonstration of what I really felt when it comes to these videos that I was planning to do, but unfortunately I couldn't be able to do it due to schedule changes and mood swings and all that. Trust me when I say this, the Lonely Vibes are going to be somewhat important if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do them. Just understand that 2023 is going to be a lot more limited to the point that there's not going to be a Valentine's Half Month 5, despite with a few ideas in mind. the Christmas schedule that I'm gonna be having next year is probably gonna be lowered even less than 2019's and 2020's. And of course, let's just hope that the last 2 months of this year would mostly satisfy you, because as far as I'm concerned, I really got nothing else to upload aside from the preview. I'm probably just gonna focus on a few videos for the following year. That's literally my main priority, and when it comes to fanfic readings, it could be a chance I might be able to at least upload one when it comes to chapters for this month, but if not, then I'm gonna have to save it for January. I really hope that you take this video into consideration, because this is gonna be on my main page from now on, just so that people will understand what this channel is gonna be like in the future. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and have yourself a good rest 2022.